Welcome to the Fallen Giants In and Outs transfer show, obviously hosted by the Fallen Giants podcast. Started a new series last week-ish, trying to get the latest transfer news and rumours and our take on it for the clubs that they're going to.
It's episode 2, yeah?
Yeah, episode 2. You're joined by me and Nick again.
Yeah, this is going to be our. I think they'll get to know this is going to be our just regular series just between us two, and then it's still a mission to try and get the other two on. It is honestly, I've never known such hectic lifestyles they've had until we've had to start recording with them.
Busy every night, but anyway. Well, let's keep to our normal format. You sort of last week through sort of the transfers that we had club by club.
Well, since I've got them on the list here. But wait, since we last recorded, a lot's gone on, which I said at the end of the last video that a lot would happen since then. So
fairly big thing for my club tonight, but we have actually been making moves, so we'll discuss that.
Yeah, we could be on the cusp of a double deal, hopefully as well. And okay, cool. So we may as well start off with. I guess. Do you want to do club by club, or do you want to? Or would you rather do? I guess we're going to get into the Rafinha thing if we talk about Jesus anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about Arsenal if you want to start like that. It's going to be a slightly harder as we go episode by episode to literally go club by club because
because it will become player by player at this rate. Yeah, but there's a lot to dissect for Chelsea, United, loads of clubs. To be fair,
especially the big clubs, really. Yeah.
Well, obviously, I'll start off with Arsenal. With Jesus and all that.
Well, ultimately making moves, until some bad news tonight.
Wait, on the last episode, did we talk about Fabio Vieira?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just signed.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Yeah,
we didn't know too much. No one really. He sort of came out of the blue, didn't it? So
okay, cool. Well, obviously, since then you've now struck an agreement. You basically he's had his medical today, so Gabriel Jesus is signed.
Yeah.
Just literally just waiting for the official announcement. Now that's here.
Yeah.
So that's happened quite quickly. I mean, I think that happened a lot quicker than I thought it would get done. I thought you may have dragged it out a bit longer, but
it seemed like, which we're gonna talk about on another transfer for us, but this one seemed weird. Like it seemed like we were quite convinced, so we didn't haggle so much.
Yeah. What was it? So 45 million total fee. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he had 1 year left on his deal, so it's still fairly hefty, to be fair, though, on 1 year with 1 year left. So, but that's City for you all over those. Or they seem to just do well with business ins and outs. To be honest, they just seem to be very good at that. I mean, literally, I know it's a bit deceptive, but they signed Haaland for 51 million and sold Jesus for 45.
Yeah,
which is a bit mental.
Pretty pleased with it, though. I'll be honest. I did think that. From all the rumours, that was one of the strikers that will suit our sort of system.
Yeah, I did say this, did it? I said that I just think it suits obviously I can see Arteta's trying to play a pressing game, and I just think that Jesus fits that perfectly. He's probably one of the best pressing forwards in world football, so he fits the profile. He's obviously already worked with Arteta before. I mean, I was going to ask you, I mean, the pressure's on Arteta now as well. I was just going to ask you because how many times are Arsenal going to give him a chance?
Well, that's what I mean. It ramped up before this transfer window. I was saying the pressure's on.
I mean, how many times have you said you want him out at this rate? Like, it's been,
Right, he's disappointed. So, I get there's still people like Ollie would give him one more chance or whatever you want to say. But I mean, this has to be because this is potentially like 100 and something million backing.
No, but by the end of this window, I heard it from another channel. He could have had over 350 million back since
if we sort of keep going the way we're talking.
This is a serious backing, like this is serious shit now. Like there is no escaping criticism now. But like, obviously, a lot of Arsenal fans, I call it the realist Arsenal fans they're saying that you're building this young team because it's a way to buy some time. It's easy to say, oh, I'm building a young team. basically. Just
project and all that.
just project youth and all that, and it kind of keeps buying more and more time. But at the end of the day, it is about here and now as well, isn't it, with football?
Yeah.
So, and I heard a mental stat. If you spend what I think you're going to spend this window, you would have outspent Liverpool in the last 4 windows.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. That's the thing that actually, again, having the youngsters and that sort of get us overshadowed, the amount we've actually paid for players.
Yeah.
You know, Pepe gets thrown out there.
God, what's happened? Yeah, exactly. We haven't even got what's happening to him as well.
Yeah. So we haven't been afraid. The only thing that I like this time about it is we seem to be getting it done early, going after specific targets, not just like a big name where it spends half the window going after.
What is this? Arsenal seem to be on this Portuguese speaking thing. I don't know what it is. Like Portuguese and Brazilian players, they're calling you the Brazilian Wolves.
Well, Edu must be at the forefront of that, really.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy, to be honest, how they're all. I mean, you've signed a couple of Americans as well. You know, you signed Matt Turner in goal,
the keeper, yeah.
And then this, have you actually signed this Aaron Trusty guy? I heard about this was like back in January that I thought you signed him, Trusty.
Oh, I'm not sure, maybe.
But yeah, so yeah, so the Jesus deal? I rate the Jesus deal. I think it's I mean, I guess it is kind of an indictment of where Arsenal are at the minute. That City can afford to let go of these players that aren't. They think they're surplus to requirements now, which they are. And we'll get into the Sterling one later on when we talk about Chelsea.
Yeah.
So, it just shows you the levels City are at the minute as well. That they feel comfortable enough to sell him to a big 6. I say rival in quotations as well because it's not.
Well, yeah, but we have to do that because I mean we're even linked to like Zinchenko and other players like that.
Basically,
I mean,
he's hand-me-downs. Yeah.
If they wanted to give us Mahrez or someone, I'm sure we would. So,
that's the power. That's the position of power they're in. That's what 4 titles in 5 years does. That's what 6 in 10 years does. Yeah, this is.
And we'll talk about Chelsea and even probably Tottenham would take some of them players. So,
but I agree, Jesus suits your profile. Just I mean, he's an upgrade on Lacazette. He is, to be fair, as well. So it's interesting though. I want to know your opinions because I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here, but. He's going to get his longest run in a team now. He's going to play week in, week out.
Yeah.
But, I'm hearing stats that he's never scored above 14 goals, for example, in the Premier League before as well. So we're going to see now what he's made of when he is the big fish in a small pond, per se, because obviously City are a bigger club at the minute. So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if he has that consistency week in, week out that he can deliver now.
That's what I'm excited to see because obviously it can go the wrong way for Arsenal, but you'd like to think that giving someone their chance as the main man is hopefully going to have a positive effect.
Listen, I personally think right profile, right age, right style. I would give this a solid 8 out of 10 in terms of a transfer. I think you couldn't find much better out there. There is potentially you could take hits and risks on other players around Europe. But this one, he feels nearly nailed on because he's been in the league for 4 or 5 years now since he was young. He just feels right. Does feel very right. And I think it kind of makes sense now renewing the Nketiah deal. It changes my mind on that. That does because you need a backup striker though, as well as the thing.
To be honest, if from now, I agree with that because my issue with Nketiah was he was apparently going after only being the main man. That's why he wanted to apparently leave Arsenal. So when you sign someone, you put him up to 100 grand a week.
Give him the number 14 shirt. I still think that's ridiculous anyway. It's so stupid. It's so obviously everyone knows what the 14 shirt means to Arsenal fans as well. We've seen
and then Edu does a video and holds his shirt up and says you deserve it. I mean, he scored 4 goals at the end of the season.
But this is just mate, this is what I can't stand, sometimes on social media that this PR spin that they do on
so cheesy and
But it makes sense. Now, if you have them, I don't think you're definitely not going to sign another striker now. That's it. That'll be your 2 going into it because you can always, I don't know, there's other options to put up front if you need to. But yeah, they'll be the 2 going into the season.
Yeah, they will be now.
So that's wrapped up. You've been linked. We won't get to Rafinha just yet. You've been linked to Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah, apparently we did a
You
second
put in
bid.
a second bid,
Yeah.
which is they haven't responded back to yet. I think it's 10 million less than what they wanted because Ajax will get in again. There's a lot of these transfers all interlinked together. They do as well. Like it's a merry-go-round, and it's like a domino effect where one club signs one, and then all of a sudden all the movement starts to take place.
Yeah.
After that, so Ajax. The reason Ajax have bumped the price up on all their players that they're going to sell from now on is because they've already sold 3 players off the top of my head, 2 to Bayern, 1 to Dortmund.
Yep.
And all of a sudden now, if they lose all the players that they're linked to losing, they're losing 5 to 6 players this window, which is massive. Like that's taking
half a team.
Exactly, yeah. So realistically, I don't blame them for adding 20 million on each one because they've got plans as well, as much as other clubs have plans to.
Yeah.
So Lisandro Martinez is one. They're saying we're linked with him as well as Arsenal. I don't know whether they're throwing our name in just to bump the price up or anything, but I can imagine we definitely have had contacts with him because worked with Ten Hag before. Makes sense. We still need a left-footed centre back as well. So
yeah, I do think a lot of Ajax players you're just instantly going to be.
I mean, literally, we've been linked the whole Ajax team.
Ex-Ajax. You might be with him. I mean, you certainly probably need some defensive cover. So
yeah, I know the one I thought we were linked with Timber a bit more. There was a bit more leverage in that one.
And then they just suddenly switched it to minus.
Yeah. But so Arsenal looking for him. I'd say it's a bit of an odd one. The reason I'll say that is because he's a left-footed centre back by trade. I know he can play defensive midfield and left back, but I'm trying to think where you put him if you did sign him. That's the thing. I know you need depth. You definitely need depth. But then all of a sudden, you've got 4 solids. Well, I don't know how much people rate White or not, but you've got 4 decent centre backs then.
Yeah, I think it is for squad depth, and I think they're really thinking about the Tierney cover more than anything.
That's 4 very decent centre backs. I was thinking, like, to keep them all happy is going to be a mad one. That is as well because
I wouldn't have been surprised if we went to a 3 at the back, but
that's what I was thinking because it seems like that right now as well because you'd have 2 left-footed centre backs in Gabriel and Martinez and 2 right-footed in Saliba and White.
Yeah,
so, it's very good. It's very good squad depth, but it just feels like I'm trying to think. I guess there's other areas Arsenal could definitely improve on, and you'd say the midfield 100%.
Yeah, the centre mid. I mean,
same with. Listen, we'll get into us because but the Martinez. What do you think it will happen or not? It's a really weird one. It all depends on if we're going to get Anthony as well, and that as well. I feel like it's going to be a tough ask for Ajax to sell all of these players. I think Timber's going to stay. I think he's the one that's definitely going to stay.
Yeah, the thing that sort of makes me think it might happen is the fact it's sort of going under the wraps a little bit.
Well, no, it's the fact that you keep coming in with new bids, which normally suggests that you will normally find an agreement eventually.
Yeah.
But are you just think you never know? Trust me, this has been the day of hijacks as well. So,
we go on to Rafinha.
Yeah. So you never know that another team is ready to pounce if they need to as well with Martinez. And that's when you start to get pissed. If that happens, then all of a sudden it just shows you how much it fluctuates in the window of it's about to be an absolute madness. And
the thing that looks to have cost us, and obviously the Rafinha news is basically Chelsea are hijacking the deal. It just looks as though we've just been there haggling, and it looks to me like we could have got him a week ago if we just paid the extra 5 million or whatever it is.
Yeah, this is what happens when I
just think players like that
move slow.
Of course, there's certain players, and I mean, there's people doing these high deals, so they must know who's in. And Rafinha has definitely had Barcelona interested.
Yeah, no, they said Barcelona. Yeah.
I think even Tottenham were sniffing around. So then we sort of take pole position.
That's what they said. Arsenal were in pole position less than a week ago. It said you were in pole position for him.
Yeah. Then we've apparently sat down and had meetings with them. So And the rumours are they're asking for £55 million plus, so 65 sort of in euros. And we've been bidding like 5 million less, and you just think, if we really wanted him, just do it. Like, we're
This is it,
going.
yeah.
Yeah, now it just looks like a big club have just come and took him off us.
It could still potentially change unless you match it, and then you can maybe you give the player the decision to decide who he wants to join, I guess.
Yeah, there's something telling me it's still not completely wrapped up for
Yeah.
Chelsea, but yeah, it's a little bit gutting when you sort of pin so much hope onto a
Because all of a
transfer.
sudden, if you don't get Rafinha, you're gonna have to go to that. You go back to the drawing board again and thinking who you're going to sign.
Yeah,
It becomes a bit sticky after that as well. Like this is why it's important not to jump the gun, because people, I saw AFTV done a video, a podcast saying,
yeah.
could this be Arsenal's best ever transfer window? It's not even.
Is do you know
Well,
if Chelsea are planning on getting Sterling and Rafinha then?
that's what. But I always said that if they do try and get Sterling, it will be for playing him up front. That's the thing. I
Yeah.
think they'd play him at number 9. Him and Havertz as like a rotating 9s as well, which I think at Sterling's point in his career, I think he is gonna eventually go down that route. But
Well, Chelsea look like they've woken up a little bit now and they're starting to.
yeah, it was about time as well. Like these clubs were, all these clubs are under pressure. I think when you see one of the other rivals, making moves and things like it puts the pressure on another club to start making. It kind of all works. Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
rivaling each other, aren't they, right now? And I feel like with transfers, especially this window, it's all about image in terms of clubs are worried about their image and how they look in the window now at the minute. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like Arsenal signing Jesus will trigger Chelsea to try and sign someone. Then United are going to trigger, because they know what fans are like, and fans put a lot of pressure on clubs to sign players. So
The only thing that's interesting, I know I'm not saying that Chelsea don't want him. I've no doubt they're going to sign him if they've agreed that sort of money. But you do think now they could have also put that bid in to say, well, stop your haggling, Arsenal. If you want to pay for him, you're going to have to pay now an extra 10 million, or do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Because we're going to have to match it or go above it.
Well, the mad thing about Chelsea potentially getting Rafinha, at the minute they've got no sporting director. It's all from Todd Bowley. The owner is getting this shit done. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, he has probably no knowledge. He has limited knowledge in this kind of game in football, and that, but he's just trying to get the deal done quickly.
Yeah.
So if Chelsea do sign Rafinha, I think whoever signed Rafinha is getting a top player anyway. That's the thing.
I mean, the only other rumor I think that it may end up being we might go after if we lose interest was, I know we're linked, or a lot of Arsenal fans want Gnabry from.
God, that's gone quite a little bit as well. Yeah.
He apparently isn't signing a deal, but Bayern apparently came out and said they want him. So interesting one.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one, to be fair. Yeah. So I guess that's Arsenal cover. We'll carry on with Chelsea. So yeah, if Chelsea do get Rafinha, I think it's a massive coup for them. It's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong; it is a lot of money. But Leeds have been demanding that money anyway. So, and I realise Leeds between Rafinha and Phillips will be getting 100 million pounds. So fucking hell, that is decent business for them. So yeah, if Chelsea sign Rafinha, I'm trying to think. That's the end for Ziyech then, really, at that point. After that, and I think
saw some rumours.
AC Milan, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Ziyech might be off to AC Milan. So it's a big one. It's a big one if Chelsea get that. Obviously, we just briefly touched on Sterling. We'll talk about that more now. If they obviously they're back in talks with Sterling again. So if they can get Sterling and Rafinha, things do look a little bit different for them in the attacking option. All of a sudden, you look at their attack and it's a lot more potent than you'd first think.
Yeah. I mean, they need a lot though. Like besides them, that's a good start. Don't get me wrong, but we spoke about them needing arguably a big rebuild. So,
what do you think of Sterling to Chelsea? Like, as in how do you rate that kind of deal? I'm thinking, how do you dissect that? That's the thing. That's one for me. This is one of the most interesting transfers of the whole window. I think if this happens.
I've got to be honest, I never really rated Sterling that highly. Not to say he's a bad player, and he will probably still score goals. It'd be interesting to see him play a full season if you're right talking number 9, false 9 sort of thing. How good is his finishing?
I don't know what to say about this one. I personally don't rate Sterling either as a footballer, but I have this feeling with Sterling that he always guarantees you goals. Maybe it's because it's the City effect to the minute that's stuck in my head because they create so many chances and he's there to tap it into the back post. But I still feel this transfer would work. I still feel it would, and I can't even pinpoint why it would work. I just feel like Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. I mean, he's played for 3 of the biggest clubs in the last 10 years. Like, I just still, I don't know. He worked at Liverpool. He worked at Chelsea.
Yeah,
Sorry, he worked at City.
I'm basically in the same camp. I've reiterated everything you say, really.
Listen, I look at Sterling like a fucking Salah, mate. I do as well. I'm not going to lie. I don't personally rate them as ballers. I just think Sterling's going to get goals. I just know he will. The thing I rate about Sterling is that I think he's got good. His mentality and attitude is very good. It is as well. Like he gets himself, and also his movement off the ball as well. So he gets himself in a lot of positions, and he's very persistent. So that's the reason. The reason we think his finishing is crap is because he gets himself with so many chances by his movement.
Yeah,
it's very similar to Werner in a way, but I think he's just slightly better than Werner at finishing. But
yeah. No, I agree with that, and I do think he will still get quite a few goals.
Is he an upgrade on Pulisic, for example?
Yeah. I think.
Yeah. So, and he's an upgrade. He's fucking obviously an upgrade on Lukaku as well. So it's one of them. Do you think this for me, Chaz? I'm just thinking of it's similar to the Jesus deal. This is.
Yeah.
This is Chelsea's very own version of it. Basically.
Yeah, and they're both sort of going to be good because even Sterling hasn't been given the sort of main man vibes at City, so it is the same sort of thing.
Both players on the periphery at City, both for surplus the requirements, and it just shows you again how big City are at the minute that they can afford to give both of them to big 6 rivals because they don't see you two as threats at the minute as well. So, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, that's an interesting one. So, yeah, that's that for Chelsea's Rafinha and Sterling. Anyone else for Chelsea? Just before we move on, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, they were linked with someone.
Any other positions? Oh, sorry, there is De Ligt. That's it. De Ligt. That's it. Yeah. So that's a big one. That's a big rumor. That is, because I was adamant he was staying at Juventus because I saw he's going to sign a new deal and they kind of shied away any rumors. But if this does happen, this is big money.
It's a weird one though because what I saw of him last season at Juventus wasn't not saying the player, but it seemed like they were leaving him on the bench at times. It seemed a little bit like they weren't in love with him. I don't know.
It kind of 100%. Makes sense. Now Chiellini's gone to LA now. It kind of makes sense for De Ligt to now. This will be season to like him and Bonucci or whoever his partner is at Juve to now really, pinpoint his place in the team.
The other young Italian, and they got he was playing ahead of him. Is it Regani?
Is Regani still there? I didn't even realize. Yeah.
They were playing one of them ahead with Bonucci at times because Chiellini didn't actually play a lot of games.
Yeah, but De Ligt, if this does happen, this is mega money.
Yeah,
I think they're talking 100 million euros at least. Something like that. Do you think? I think it's massive. Do you know to replace Rudiger? De Ligt is one that's a massive one for them to get. What are you searching up? I can tell you're doing something.
No. I'm just checking. It is Regani I was talking about.
Okay, yeah. I can't see him leaving. I don't know what it is. But they're definitely in contact with him. I just can't see him leaving. I know United are still, but I can't see United signing him either. There's too much money. This all is.
No, it's one of them. I think it's just a big to get everyone excited.
The other one is Nathan Ake, which again is a bit more realistic. I feel like that is.
What, Chelsea want Ake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great though, is it? Really?
He used to play for them as in the youth. It's just. It's another City player that is just they're letting go, mate. As well, City just letting go of all their drod in their team.
They literally are, and then replacing them with some gems.
I just said Dross. Sorry, Dross. Yeah, I did. I just made up a word there. So yeah. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, obviously that means we know Chelsea are in the market for a centre back. That's all we know.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Of course we are. Christensen's gone Barca and Rudiger's gone Real Madrid. So
that'll definitely happen, but I don't know if it's going to be delayed.
Yeah, I've just reminded in my head. There's a good one we'll talk about when we maybe get to like European transfers later because we're talking about Skriniar. I know he might be joining PSG, so that'd be a good one actually. All right, so that's Chelsea covered. Let's get through to United now.
Yeah.
All right, today's probably been the most progressive day in the whole window, I would say. So the Frenkie,
you haven't been happy up to now though.
Not happy. I've not been happy. I'm still not happy until I see 5 or 6 in, to be honest as well. So
and you're disappointed how slow it seems at
I would have thought we'd have been much more prepared than it is now, but I don't know. I mean, the inevitable. I mean, the Frenkie de Jong deal has been like the saga of the window as well, and United love to just make one saga such a big deal. I feel like it's a PR. This de Jong deal, I just get worried that I hope we don't rest on our laurels and we just think, oh, that's it, we'll sign de Jong, and like we don't need anyone else because I'll get into it. We need another midfielder on top of him as well, anyway. So yeah, the Frenkie de Jong deal looks like it's edging closer and closer and closer, like day by day, hour by hour. Like literally, Romano has done about 20, 30 tweets just on de Jong alone this summer.
I think it's going to happen. I think it's 75 million.
Yeah. It's definitely you see Sky Sports reported it today. By the talks of it, it's effectively agreed. They're just trying to sort out some of the bonuses and shit now. Which is like my opinions on it, by the way. I think de Jong is world class midfielder. I don't care what anyone says.
No, I agree. I completely agree.
Top 5 in the world.
If you go and sign him and then go get targets that you want, like what I'm saying Arsenal should do, it'll be brilliant. I just don't want you to get and if it gets done next week, happy days. But we've said this before off camera. If you just go for de Jong and it drags on all transfer window, like sometimes you've tended to do, you get over the line.
This is the problem. We've been because of how long we're taking, we're missing out on other targets. We're taking our eye off the
ball.
You
think that's enough just to please the fans,
That's it, and it's not. I know what United are going to do. There's going to be like 50 odd tweets about de Jong, and like we're going to try and make it seem like it is going to be one of the signings of the summer. Of course it is, but I just don't. I don't want it to be another Pogba situation again. As well,
I think de Jong is world class, but I don't think he'll save United.
He's not the solution. How can he be? How can one player save all our problems as well? Solve all of it? It's just impossible. So the interesting thing is, he's not a DM. Like Barca tried him as a DM at the start, and it didn't work out. And then they moved on. De Jong's strengths are progressing the ball from deep all the way into the attacking third. That is him to a T. Yeah. So he needs a DM. Like I was reading tweets about it today. He needs someone behind him because when he loses the ball, his natural instinct is to press, not to hold, as well, like a proper DM would. So de Jong's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great that I think it's going to be £56 million with add-ons, which is a good deal. I think that is a good deal in the end. So, like, maybe it was worth haggling all this time as well on that. But I just think that he needs a great partner. I just feel like we need to make sure we do not neglect that DM position.
Are you linked with anyone?
Well, there's a few. Obviously, I said to you on text, we've not really replaced Carrick since he's left as well. So we need that holding midfielder. So there's been a few. We could have gone for Phillips, or we'll get into that later. But I think Sangare is one of them from PSV.
Well.
I don't know if he's an out-and-out CDM. It's very hard to identify a proper DM that's just going to sit there and break up play. We haven't been linked. That's the worry for me. We haven't been linked with many. Like it's gone a bit quiet in the DM department, but it could liven up once the de Jong deal's done.
Yeah,
and that's what they're saying with this de Jong deal. Also, I do think it is a big statement because he's going from Champions League football to Europa League. It's showing that United can still pull the biggest names in the world. But the only thing I'll say is that I know he doesn't want to join us. Ideally, in an ideal world, he'll want to stay at Barcelona.
Yeah.
I know that
he said that at the start, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he will. That's his dream club. That literally was always his dream. If he really could, he would stay there for the rest of his career. It's obviously due to financial situations that they're going to have to try and sell him as well. So that we took advantage of it. Obviously, it's good. He's got a relationship with Ten Hag anyway. So I feel like this signing is Ten Hag. Feel like you can tell he's put so much emphasis on this signing in it. This is to get the ball rolling.
Do you think you'll
I thought
potentially see De Jong and Van der Beek back in the midfield?
that's what I was going to get into. But just to quickly finish off on Ten Hag and De Jong, I feel like this signing is a staple of. This is kind of the statement signing of the Ten Hag era. This is everything. He kind of epitomizes what Ten Hag wants on a football pitch as a player.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt that I think when Ten Hag signed and they spoke about transfers, whoever he spoke to,
He's the main guy. He's the guy.
I think I think Ten Hag said I wanted De Jong,
Yeah.
and they said this is your big one, and then obviously you're going to look to make some other signings here and there.
Yeah. As I said, I just don't want this poor Pogba. I don't think it will be like a Pogba thing, but I've seen a world-class midfielder like a Pogba join us, and it hasn't worked out and this will prove it. If De Jong doesn't work out, then it's not these individual players' faults. It's the system around them. It's the way the club's moving. So I'm still going to be very skeptical about it. But
if you just get him and do the Pogba scenario again, it's just a disaster.
we haven't learned. We haven't learned again, and I'm not ready for that again. I can't be asked for it. So I'm always. When it gets announced, I'll be happy, but I'm definitely not going to get carried away.
Yeah.
I've learned too much.
Who's next? That's what you'll be asking.
Yeah. So, but regarding him and Donny,
yeah, go on. Yeah, sorry.
I don't think they can play as a two as a pivot. Potentially, they can. De Jong needs a partner. That's the thing. He can't play by himself in the midfield. So, I think he would suit with Fred. That's the thing. De Jong and Fred will be okay, but Donny, I still see as a number 10 or maybe a number 8, but I do see Donny as a guy that.
The only thing I would say is probably one of his best seasons was at Ajax and playing with them, not necessarily as a pivot, but them
two link a very good link together.
They thrived off each other. Yeah.
The only problem is fucking Bruno Fernandes in the way of that asset as well, because if there was no Bruno, then I'd be so happy to have Donny and De Jong and Fred. That midfield is brilliant in ball retention. We'll play possession base. Bruno is a big issue in our team. So listen, that's for
him on the right.
That's what I'm trying to say. He's such a nuisance to the team because he's not even a Ten Hag style player. We'll see.
It'd be interesting to see what he actually does with him.
Yeah, I'm interested. Obviously, the next deal that we apparently tried to hijack, well, it looks like it could happen, is this Tyro Malacia.
Yeah, it looks like you're in agreement now.
Yeah, the left back with Feyenoord, this is a crazy one, this transfer. I'll just give you the rundown on it. I know we were linked with him as well. So then weeks went by, Leon agreed to deal with him, basically, and medical was set. It was a here we go from Romano. Romano actually said a tweet, there's no worries about this one. It's a done deal. He said as well. And it literally came out exclusive today from him. So he didn't pick this up from anyone. He got this exclusive that United literally last minute have tried to hijack the deal. And obviously United they've agreed a deal with Feyenoord. It's now down to the player. And
17 million, is that correct?
Yeah. Fun fact is that he's got the same agent as De Jong.
Okay.
So if they can try and wrap these two deals up in one almost as well and go with the same agent, it makes it a lot easier. But I thought he was going to Leon. A lot of United fans were pissed because we've now let another player go. West Ham have tried to hijack it today as well. They were trying to get involved. But it looks like I think he'll join us. I don't think he's going to pick Leon over us. I don't think so.
No. I think he's going to come to you.
Unless he's worried about first team football, potentially, for the World Cup. Yeah, but I
think you look at. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're like this, but I think you look at United now and think I fancy my chances. So regardless of what you'd think, you might not think he's a starter or anything. But
I mean, if we get him, that means Telles is definitely gone, which I'm glad about. Because
I think in that position, you don't look at it now and go, "Oh, well, I'm never going to play behind it, above him."
Yeah. Is the Lille manager?
Let's be honest, you still have a big factor like Man United. So
Chaz, just quickly check up. Is the Lille manager Dutch? Why do I have a feeling he is? For God's sake, is it Peter Bosch or something? Why do I get this feeling that he's Dutch? The Lille manager's
Yeah, Peter Box. Yeah, Dutch. You
Yeah,
got it
fuck.
on
All
you.
right, maybe that is a bit of a worry because what if he has any relationship with Malacia? I don't know.
It literally says here, if Malacia says yes, then the transfer to United imminent.
Oh God, I just hope we get this done. Do you know what? I'm actually. Do you know this is the type of deal that I actually prefer. These are the type of deals I
Yeah,
want
that's
to
the target you want. You want that
do.
player in that position.
No,
You
but like,
found the right age, whatever.
relatively cheap,
Yeah,
22 years old. Ten Hag already knows him. He wants him. As like this is what I wanted for United. These are the signings. But do you know when I said to you, Chaz, back Ten Hag with whatever he wants?
yeah.
This is it for me. And it's progressive young fullback, man. Like this will mean the end for Tellez 100%. I think Shaw will stay because unfortunately he's on too much money anyway, and no one's going to buy him.
Yeah.
So, but to have them two is fine. We need to
Yeah.
actually get the right back sorted as well.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see. I
And
don't know how many.
I'm sorry, but you're quite in need of fresh blood. The
Yeah,
age is a big
I don't
thing.
know how many Dutch players we're going to end up with. By the way,
You got so
this is
many old players. You need the age to start coming down a bit.
it's given me Van Gaal vibes a little bit, this one, but hopefully maybe Ten Hag is a bit more. Obviously, he's younger than Van Gaal was at the time as well. So, because remember, Van Gaal brought in the likes of Daley Blind, which I was happy with as well at the time, and I like these type of signings. So, I'm hoping we're going down a route that I'm excited about. But United have always taught me to never get too excited because they just find a way to just suck the life out of you. We'll see. If we get these two deals,
I would stop. I think you're going to be on the right sort of path. The thing that worries me from an outsider's point of view is the certain players like you spoke about, Bruno's, even Ronaldo to an extent.
do you know what? It's funny you just said that. We forgot about the Ronaldo to Chelsea links just before as well.
Yeah.
And
Do
obviously
you believe this?
that was just a PR stunt. That was
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So all I've been hearing is that was Ronaldo getting out to his agent and the club to hurry up and make signings, basically.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't
So we'll
surprise
just
me.
let the people know that obviously George Mendes, Ronaldo's agent, met up with Todd Bowley at Chelsea, discussed different players, not just Ronaldo as well. And yeah, Ronaldo came up in the conversation. There was links with Chelsea to Ronaldo, but it was shut down within 24 hours. That
Yeah.
one. That was it was never going to happen. It won't happen. It's just Ronaldo trying to force the club's hand, basically.
Well, yeah, whether you agree with it or not, but Ronaldo seems to be almost looking like a fan where he wants the team to make
No,
some
I'd rather.
signings.
This is
So,
the one benefit of Ronaldo. As much as I've slated him in the past and on previous podcasts and watch-alongs, is that at least he's upping the standard of the club. He's
yeah.
getting shit. Ronaldo requires the very best of
And
everything.
yeah, exactly. And he knows if you sign some world-class players that can give him the ball, it will make him look
He's
even
probably
better.
thinking from a selfish point of view. He's
Yeah, yeah,
thinking
yeah.
that
Of course he is.
he
He is. He's a
needs
striker.
and he wants to win trophies as well.
Yeah.
Ronaldo doesn't want to leave on a bad. That's why he's staying. I think he doesn't want to
If
leave
you
on a bad
sign some
note.
world-class players that set him up, happy days.
Interesting. It is interesting, man. Just before we end on United, because there is a few. I feel if we get this De Jong and Malacia deal done by the end of the week, both of them, then we move on. And then I think the next target is definitely Anthony. He's the big one. He's the next one after that. Obviously, Ajax have now slapped at 80 million euros. It will be now. So that's about 60 odd million quid. So that's another marquee signing that
I'd go and get him if I was you.
I think we have to get him. I think we have to get him. This is a massive one that we need to get over the line. Ajax definitely don't want to sell him 100%. But Ajax, they're saying Anthony and his representative saying that they want Ajax to listen out to offers. Anthony wants to join United. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's for me. This one, I feel like De Jong doesn't. De Jong didn't want to, ideally. But Anthony, I know he does. I know he does. That's the thing. And I feel like do you know what I was saying, Chaz? Just young prospects in Europe. This is such a progressive signing to
Well,
make.
you'd have Sancho on one wing and Anthony on the other.
That is proper. I don't know. It feels just. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't even have words for it. It just feels like the right way to go.
Yeah.
And this is the deal I feel like United are going to fucking let me down on as well, for God's sake. I just feel like I just have a feeling that look how long we've taken on De Jong. I just don't think we're going to get Anthony. I'm going to be honest. I just don't think we're going to get him. I can see him staying at Ajax for another year. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. I just see him staying at Ajax. I'm
Yeah,
being maybe a
it'd
bit
be
pessimistic.
interesting though, because once De Jong's done, you could just go straight away.
I know,
Bam.
Chaz, but we said this about Arsenal and bloody Rafinha after Jesus. I just feel like it's much more complicated than that. That's the thing.
Yeah, I get that, but I do think that the thing about Arsenal is we're trying to do some. I like it. Don't get me wrong, if they all come off, but it's a little bit like we're doing so many deals at once.
So though, that's the thing. That's the problem with us. We're trying to do this as well, and we've
Yeah,
also got to get a centre back sorted as well on top of this.
yeah.
This is
So
the problem.
it can come to bite you, like Chelsea have come and bit us, but possibly because the De Jong deal is quite a big deal. They're just
It's a massive,
potentially getting that over the line first, and then I don't know. You might be right. They might not end up getting him, but if I was you, I'd sign him if you could.
We've done we've done it again. Wait, go back to the. I want to keep the rating system going. How we were going to do. How we
To
rate.
be honest, I wouldn't mind just on a side note, Arsenal. If we can't get Rafinha, we'll go hijack Anthony.
Mate, that's not happening. I don't care as well. Just because he's Brazilian as well.
Yeah, we like Brazilians now.
Okay. Do you
Yeah,
know?
who do you want me to rate?
Well, I was going to say Rafinha to Chelsea first of all, as well. If that did happen, if that happens, how much do you rate that?
Solid 8.
8. Sterling to Chelsea.
8.
Yeah, I'd agree with both of them. And
Yeah.
then United ones we just covered. So De Jong.
So I think De Jong can be a 9 if you've got other players. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Again, this is all agreement. And then Anthony would be another 9 for me. That would.
Yeah, I think Anthony's as important. I do.
Yeah. And Malacia, he's still unproven properly yet as well. We can't.
Yeah, but it's still as a signing though, you've still got to give it.
Yeah. It's a signing that in the right direction.
So that's what I mean. It still makes it a solid, I don't know, 8 or again, really.
All right, cool. So we've covered them 3 teams. We'll go to City now because they've 3 or 4 days ago they wrapped up Phillips. Well, it's not done yet, but they've agreed a deal for him. That came out. Well, I thought it came out of nowhere, but you said there was murmurs anyway.
No, there was that. The thing with City is I feel like they're rumors. I don't know if it's because they sort of go and get it done quite quickly behind the scenes or something, but there's sort of rumors here and there. Then they go quiet, and then it's just done. It's not even a bid.
City are very, very efficient. They're very efficient in the market.
There was I'm pretty sure there was some rumors and stories about him. And then the next day he's signed. So what do you think of him?
First of all, I think City the best run club in world football. First of all, as well, for God's sake, because it's just ridiculous how they get shit done. It's just everything I want in a football club they're doing. Basically, I couldn't ask for a better. But regarding Phillips, I just think because City are so in recent times so clever with their signings, I don't even rate Phillips highly. Yeah, like not to. I think he's a good footballer. But I just think it is a good signing for them. I think it's a clever signing in terms of it's not a star signing or anything crazy like that. And they got it relatively cheap. 42 million is not bad at all for an English midfielder. I just think that it's a very, very niche signing that obviously I just see him as he's just going to seamlessly transition into the team, I feel like. Do you not just? What do you think of it? I'm trying to find a way to describe.
You've still got Rodri, haven't you? So
well, I think he's just going to be a rotation to Rodri.
Yeah.
Then also, if they really want to, sometimes if they want to see out a game, there's a lot of games throughout a season. The City go far in every competition. Yeah, they can play a double pivot of the two if they really want. If they want to control the game away from home in the Champions League, for example. I just feel like this is just a really good signing, mate. I really think this is. I don't know. I rate it a lot. This one.
So this is the thing. I actually rate the City moves. I think as a player, do I quite think he's unbelievable? Probably not. But the thing that I found interesting, and he's done it in the national team.
Yeah.
This sort of business where we need more from him. A bit like Rice. Like we get to this tendency where like they're doing their job, they're playing DM, they win the ball, they play the ball to more creative players, happy days, right? And he will have to do that in the City team.
Yeah.
he'll be asked to go everywhere, win the ball, and give it to De Bruyne or whoever else.
Yeah.
And that's what I think will make him really good.
No, it will. I think Pep's going to refine his game, get him playing to his maximum potential. And that's all they need. Do you know what I see it as? The best way to describe it, I see it as a functional signing. It's a functional signing that's going to fit the system.
Exactly what you said. He'll streamline what he has to do as a player. Not,
Yeah.
oh, the fans want you to dribble here. The fans want more goals from you.
No.
You're just the DM that wins the ball, but is so important. What Fernandinho was a bit like. He became so. No one was asking, but you don't score goals, you don't do this.
No.
Because he was so good at that job. So I do think it's going to work out, and
it's good.
They've got a track record of developing players. Let's be honest,
and it's good for City to sign another English player as well. I feel like it's good that they're keeping that core with Stones and Walker and Phillips. Like,
I think the quota is there as well, but
but it helps though, because I feel like it keeps to the roots of the club as well, things like that. I think he's not. I think he's from Leeds, but he's still a northern guy. Like, I think it's. I don't know. I think the fans are going to love him. I think this will be a fan favorite signing. This one,
and arguably, when I've watched him in the past, when he is just that DM winning the ball, he's been his best.
Yeah. I really rate this signing.
There was a season where I watched him at Leeds. It might have been the season just when they came up with Bielsa.
That was his best season. That was his best. Last season, he was injured, wasn't he? Most of last
season, a lot, So and Bielsa, to be fair to him, did play him just as that DM with ball winning.
I think I remember him at Stamford Bridge. He had a great performance there for Leeds. He did as well. So I think this is good. I think, to be honest, I look at it. If United have got Phillips and De Jong, that's sick for me. That would have been a great midfield improvement as well. So City have now got two good DMs, for God's sake. Because
I'll give it a solid 8.
Same 8. It seems to be a lot of 8s going on as well. Yeah, we're not sponsored.
8's just that. I feel like 8's that solid mark. Not exceptional yet, but probably will develop into.
If 888 Sport want to sponsor this as well, then that's fine as well. Because I see they do decent content, on that. Have you seen their channel?
Yeah.
They get the likes of Rory and other people on their channel to debates in it, and Arsenal fans as well, League Gunner and that.
Well, we need a sponsor, so why not?
Well, that's just let's get to 20 subscribers, and then we'll think about sponsors. Right, hold on.
That's what City done any other business? No, not in the last.
They're obviously linked with Cucurella still.
Yeah, I mean, the way they operate, that'll be done next week. So
that should get done. They'll get that done eventually, Cucurella, and then that will be City done for the window, in my opinion. After that, unless they do want to try. Do you think City gonna? Oh, just regarding the Phillips quickly, there are Phillips signing as well. I think City. There's been talk that City are going to look to push De Bruyne up slightly higher. So maybe it makes sense signing a Phillips on top of a Rodri, because De Bruyne is getting older and older, and he's not going to play as deep anymore. So they want to get him closer to the box a lot more, basically, as well. So it makes sense. So I think
I can see that happening.
They might regard De Bruyne as one of their attacking options. So when they've got rid of Jesus and Sterling as well, they still have Haaland, Alvarez, Mahrez, Foden. Really? De Bruyne. Maybe do they need another? Do you reckon they need another attacker or not? No, they got Bernardo still, don't they, as well?
They don't really. It wouldn't surprise me after they get rid of Sterling and Jesus and that if they did get another one, but it'd probably be a very clever young player, probably.
Interesting. Okay, we'll talk about. I've got a team to go on to next, because everyone's expecting high things from them this window. Is Newcastle?
Yeah.
So they've got Nick Pope and Sven Botman. I think these are two sick signings.
I'm jealous.
Newcastle are worrying me about their profile of signing they're making right now. They're worrying me because they seem to be making the right signings.
Botman, by the way, had an unbelievable season last year. And that wasn't even the season. And Lille didn't. Obviously, they won the league the year before.
Botman's someone that I wanted at United. I want him. We should have been linked with him. He's a left-footed centre back, for God's sake. And he's stuck. And he's played for Ajax. We should be signing him. We should have been signing him. But Newcastle right there. They beat AC. Listen, they're beating big AC Milan to these signings now. Yeah. This is the project to sell. Newcastle. I'm telling you right now, Chaz. Newcastle, they're a sleeping giant. They're a sleeping giant right now as well. Forget they're not a fallen giant. They're a fucking rising giant. They are a rising giant right now.
And Nick Pope, that's the one I'm jealous
That's
of.
a
I mean, I'm jealous of both,
again.
but
I'm telling you right now, Eddie
she's
Howe,
just got a Premier League proven, a really, really good goalkeeper. Just
England's best keeper. I don't care. Yeah, England's best keeper.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe and the Newcastle board are heading in a very good, healthy direction right now. I feel like, and you're just looking at it, Chaz. Like they're not done. They'll sign 2 or 3 more players, but you start to look at Newcastle. Are they giving you shades of Man City, where they're just making the right signings each time now as well?
They look like they're really getting it right.
I have no idea who they've got doing this business, like what people at board level, director of football, but someone's making the right decisions. So, bloody hell! I mean, that's good for Newcastle, man.
Be interesting to see who they get sort of in attack once. I don't think Botman's finished. I think they are addressing the defense a little bit more. I think they're going to go off another one.
What would you rate Botman as well? Again, it seems like another 8. It might be a 9. This one actually.
Yeah, I think for Newcastle, where they sort of are on the sort of up, I think it could be a 9. Yeah.
And
at the end of the day, a highly touted Dutch defender coming from a really good season in the French league.
Yeah,
was definitely rumours of other places. You know, coming from where Newcastle was, they've signed this player for what was it, 30 million, 35. To them, that is really a 9 signing, really, isn't it? 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it is. It is, to be fair. I think if they carry on like this, you can expect a good season from Newcastle coming up. I think.
Yeah,
I really, really do think so. To be honest. All right, so that's Newcastle. Are they linked with anyone? Oh no, they were trying to get this French youngsters. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that deal's off at the minute. Hugo Etikeke or something, as well as a young French striker. I think PSG are trying to sign him now as well, but that deal fell through. One thing, I think a good one to go on is Gareth Bale. Actually,
yeah, that was a bit mad.
LAFC, which I think it's the most Gareth Bale move ever. I think that he is such a laid-back footballer at the minute, and for the past few years, I just feel like he just wants to enjoy himself now at this rate.
Yeah, and what a place to go to, really.
Mate, he's going LA. He's got Los Angeles, mate, as well. He's just going to be living it up in the hills. Like,
by the way, as well, top of the league, LA.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah.
I think top of the division, and he's just going to join Carlos Vela out in the
mate. Isn't he like a fucking icon for them now, at Carlos Vela?
Yeah, he's their captain.
He's an icon, but he's scored ridiculous amounts of goals for them as well. And shit, yeah. And Chiellini's there.
Oh yeah, Chiellini, cool shit.
Yeah, but Bale to LA. No one saw it coming though. Don't get me wrong, because there was links. You know, there was links from going back to Cardiff.
Yeah, and did you see the other link?
What, Getafe?
Yeah, and he said in the press conference, "I'm certainly not going to Getafe."
Yeah, that was a funny one. That was a weird one. That you couldn't pick a more random club to be linked with him as well. Yeah.
But this one makes sense to me, and I think for them it must be a huge signing.
I feel like they need to go and sign Gundogan now as well. You know,
I mean they're just. I know the US have a little thing of going for the sort of older players, older stars, and that, but it does look good, doesn't it? Really.
Are they might have DeAndre Yedlin as well. Actually, I'm not sure if they do. I don't know if he joined Beckham's team. Might be into Miami actually.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, it's interesting. I do find interesting these, like, it's just Bale wants to see out his career now. I see it around in it as well. Like the guy's won.
Yeah, let him. He's won a lot of stuff.
And look,
chill in the sun. And he's still do bits, let's be honest.
He's going to a World Cup in the winter as well, which is good. So he'll do bits in MLS. He'll kill it in the MLS. I've got off the top of my head, we haven't spoke about Pogba, I think, as well.
No, because it was declared. We spoke about him sort of leaving, but not who he was going to, really.
Yeah, he's so here we go to Juventus from Romano anyway as well. So Pogba's going back to Juve. I finished watching the Pogmentary.
I haven't watched it, unfortunately.
It's got really bad ratings on IMDb, you know, like 1 out of 10 and shit like that. But listen, I know what that is. That's all the Pogba haters going and fucking rating it low. I watched it, all at once, like half an hour in episodes, 5 episodes, 2.5 hours. I fell in love with the man as much as the player. I don't know as well. Genuinely, I've become this Paul Pogba fanboy that I never expected to become, but he's now obviously rejoining Juve. I mean, can you believe that we let him go for free, sign him for 89 million, and let him go for free again to the same club?
Well, we've
That
spoken
is
about
just, that's
the
shocking. But
disaster.
what do you think of that? Because actually, we could keep it on Juve because there's another deal I want to talk about with them. But what do you think of that deal? Because I on our Twitter account, I actually had a little bit of a talk about it. I'm a bit annoyed that he's going to Juventus because I've wanted Pogba to go to Real or PSG.
Yeah.
I wanted him to go on a world stage and prove why I rate him so highly. I'm now worried that no matter how well he does at Juve, is it going to be tarnished with the standard of Serie A? Are they going to be competing for Champions Leagues as well?
Yeah, although I get exactly where you're coming from, but you have to remember that before he came to you, he was built up as one of the best midfielders in the world, and he was playing for Juve.
They love him. They love him at the club.
So
Pogba, what I learned, Chaz, when I watched his Pogmentary, is that he wants to be where he's loved. He needs to go where he's one of them players. You know where you have to put their arm around him as well. He's not one of them players that you can give the cold shoulder to or anything like that. He definitely needs love. He needs to feel appreciated. And it was interesting that I watched the documentary and we offered him a new deal, but it wasn't that much more than his current deal. And it was a lot of money still, 300 grand a week. But in the documentary, him and his agent Mino Raiola kind of laughed it off because they thought it was disrespectful, basically. Because United saying how much they want to keep him, but then they give him a flimsy deal like that as well. And the people will say 300 grand a week is not a flimsy deal, but it wasn't that much more than what he was already earning. And he wanted for me,
he needs a bit more he needs like a full package, not just a little number that's there. Not a little number, but
he had like Mino Raiola came up to him in this, and he said, "You've got 4 offers," but Mino Raiola wouldn't tell him who they were. But even though I know 2 of them are PSG and Real Madrid as well.
Yeah.
Like this is a guy that wasn't short of suitors. Lots of clubs wanted him. The biggest clubs wanted him, but maybe do you reckon this is Pogba? I've realised now he's just gone off emotion. He's making emotional decisions. To come back to United in the first place was an emotional decision because he felt like there was unfinished business. And at the club, and now going back to Juve is again like a homecoming, a second homecoming for Pogba. He's just one of them players that needs that. But I genuinely think, Chaz, I just think he's so good. He'll kill it in Serie A again. I know he will as well. So I'll be interested to see how he's gonna link up with Vlahovic up front as well. If they can get him Pogba thriving like he was, which I know I know how good he is. I think this could be good. I think he's just going to do well, isn't he?
Oh no, I think he will. It'd be interesting to see how good he gets back to, but I mean, we're going to see him in a World Cup as well.
Do you know what? Just last thing on Pogba. I saw in the Nations League recently, France had a nightmare. Obviously, they're bottom of their group. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
I'm telling you right now, I don't. But this is it. I'm telling you right now, France without Pogba, that right there proved how important this guy is for them. I'm telling you right now. I think they had Tchouaméni and I forgot who else there was in midfield for them. It wasn't Kante. I can't remember who else it was. But Pogba is such a key cog in that French team. I'm telling you. They still had Mbappe and Benzema up front, Chaz, he's just, in terms of their creative outlet, he's massive. We saw at the Euros, I can't explain to you, individually at an international tournament, I've not seen, even though they only reached around the 16, I've not seen much better from a player like that. He was killing it in every game. This was a group where they had Portugal, Germany, and Hungary in it, and he was great in every single game. He was great against Switzerland, but they fucked it up. I just want some more respect put on this guy's name. I swear on my life.
I think there potentially will be now. It was just a disaster at United. Everyone hated him.
Chaz, I feel like I'm constantly trying to defend Pogba. You don't understand, there's a lot. He's one of the most hated players on the planet. You do realize.
Yeah, but I think that you now will be able to sit back, and it's almost like you've defended him. Now let him just take it and show what he's got back at Juve. A bit more of a.
I just wanted him to go Real Madrid, Chaz. I was desperate.
Of course.
I was desperate for him to go because I know he would have killed it. or him and Neymar linking up at PSG. Either way, I would have loved it. But yeah, that was my little Pogba heart. Like I needed to. No, it was like my little.
Get that out of the way.
No, I need to also for the clip as well.
You want to?
Wait, hold on.
Go on.
No, because Juve are about to wrap up Di Maria as well.
Yeah. I was going to say some European transfers anyway.
So if they get Di Maria as well, you never know with Juve. They could. Allegri is their manager. We just done a video recently about obviously the greatest eras and managers and greatest ever teams. We put Allegri's team fifth out of the 10 on that list.
No, to be fair, Juve have always done pretty decent transfers anyway. They haven't been a club, especially financially. They've been a club that have got free deals. And stuff like that.
So many of them down the years. Yeah.
So in terms of actually financially, they're a brilliant sort of run club. But
what do you think about their title chances then next season?
Oh no, it'd be way stronger this year.
That's what I thought. People were downplaying that. People were saying, Juve, they're still miles away from the title. But I don't know if they are miles away, to be honest. As well, I think they can easily put up a title challenge. So that's Juve. All right, if you're talking more European transfers, we did talk about the Dortmund one, surely, yeah?
Yeah, we spoke about Bayern.
I was going to say, yeah. Just looking at a few others. So we've got Barcelona. Oh, Barcelona, fucking hell.
We spoke about. They came up in every conversation last time.
Barcelona might be the biggest mindfuck of this whole window. I feel like as well. I don't know what. I don't know what direction they're going in. I don't know the type of players they're linked with, who they've signed already, who they're letting go. What do you say about Barcelona? What?
There's not really anything you can say. It's just a bit messy, but then good, and it's just a bit all over the place, to be honest. It is. And like we said in the last episode, they're like linked. Their name comes up in every transfer.
So
I don't know if they're serious or not.
Okay, so they're letting go. How long we recorded, by the way?
We have to wrap it up soon.
How long we recorded?
It's about an hour and 10, I think.
Okay, cool. Right, I'm just saying regarding Barca, they're letting go of De Jong. They've been linked with Bernardo Silva as well. That's the thing. So, do you think that's realistic or not?
It's realistic, I suppose.
I can imagine him wanting to join them and play for them because everyone seems to want to play for them at the minute.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. What's happening with Lewandowski?
Yeah, exactly. It's another one. They have to get that done now. There's no way they can't get that done.
Well, he's basically he's literally begging to come.
Well, no, he's fucked himself at Bayern now as well. So they have to. That deal has to happen, innit?
Yeah.
That deal's like that's going to happen. But Chaz, it's just the profile of signing they're making. Like they have Aubameyang. How are they going to get Aubameyang and Lewandowski in the same team?
That's why it gets a bit messy. That's why I can't understand what route they're going down.
Well, we kind of didn't allude to it. Sorry, Chelsea will also link with Dembele as well. That's the thing. So
yeah, well, Dembele,
he's going to be on a free, but he might not be. He said it's all fucked. Barcelona give me a brain aneurysm. I swear on my life here because
it's a messy all over.
Dembele was filmed saying that he's staying at Barca while he was in the car. He's saying signing a new deal and all that. So it looked like Dembele's days were numbered at the club. Now he might be staying, but then Chelsea might have Dembele, Sterling, and Rafinha up front now as well. It's all this whole window has been an absolute craziness, but I'm trying to think where Barca are going. Just trying to.
No, the direction is not there.
They've definitely signed Christensen and Kessié.
Yeah.
That midfield, again, they can't afford to let go of De Jong when I think about it, because Kessié, Gavi, Pedri, they've still got a good midfield, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, they've got good players, like even Ferran Torres. Who else they got?
Why are they linked with Azpilicueta and Alonso, though? I don't get both of them. They're both ridiculous signings if they make it.
I don't understand.
And could they?
It sometimes just looks like because they're Spanish, they're linked with them.
Yeah. I'm just trying to, and also, are they broke or not? That's the one thing with Barcelona. Because
no, I don't ever believe that in Spain.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, Spanish football is so.
Barcelona, Real Madrid just pick out another 100 million.
I don't understand how it works in that league. I swear on my life,
it's literally
ridiculous. All right, cool. So that's Barca wrapped up. Do you want to now wrapped up Barca? Should we wrap up the video?
Yeah, because we wanted to try and keep it to around about an hour, just a weekly segment.
I know, but our passion for football sometimes I get too excited, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, ultimately, thanks for watching the show.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more happening in the next week again before episode 3. So yeah, we'll just see what happens around as well, honestly.
Hit that like, comment, subscribe. We need some subscribers, some likers. We'll get this out and try and build something. And you'll probably be seeing me and Nick again next week, and no podcast, but we'll try with the others.
Should I just give them a little preview about the video that I want to do next for our podcast?
Yeah, because we want to do the reason we're doing this sort of series is because we are going to do some bigger podcasts, maybe even like longer podcasts.
Listen, we need content to fill in the gaps. We need content to fill in the gaps, mate. Let's be honest. Let's keep it real with people, innit?
But it's also
it's a good way of doing it. We've just found a very good way of doing it.
Still quite an exciting time. So
mate, transfer window. We all get hard on for the transfer window, honestly. But basically the video should be recording this week. We'll find a way that at some point this week with the 4 of us, me, Chaz, Ollie, and Senio, is we're gonna do like an underrated versus overrated players. I'm probably gonna like reach out to the lads and kind of they can put out 3 players they think are underrated and 3 that they think are overrated.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring some of that.
Yeah, we'll discuss each one on the pod. I just think this video is due to bang, because there's such a difference in opinions between the 4 of us. That's the thing this is about to get about to get heated because there's some serious names that I'm ready to throw in.
And there'll be lots of viewers that agree with me on one thing and then completely something else.
I'm going to do a little preview on Twitter. I'm going to put the list out on just some of the players that I've listed out, just so people know.
Yep.
All right, that's cool then.
Thanks for watching FG In and Outs. Peace.